All right, looks like we are live. Okay, we are, got it. So I'm going to go to, I'm not seeing myself as speaker view. Is anyone else noticing? Neil, looks like you're the the main image. Is that what everyone else is seeing?
I see you with Shella right
Oh, you
now.
do? Okay, well then it's just my view, I guess. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. So welcome everyone. Okay, now I see it. I am Washayla Sananda, and I am so excited to do this show. We are all star seeds here, and I'm sure most of the viewers are star seeds. And this is all about high frequency messages from star seeds. So just a little bit about me so you know who I am. I am a galactic shaman. I am an embodied ascension trainer. And I really work with a lot of different guides and beings. And this is something that's been happening since my earliest childhood. So it's not really something that I looked at a list of jobs and said, this is what I want to do. I was recruited at a very young age, and it wasn't always something that occurred to me as a gift. Being visited in my room at night as a young child by all kinds of interesting and sometimes scary looking beings was not my idea of something that I liked when I was a child, but it has become my greatest joy. And now that I understand how to work with the galactic beings and the beautiful celestial beings that come through, it's such a beautiful gift that they have become part of my everyday life and world. And I get to share their messages with the world. And I do that through, I have a YouTube channel, washaylasananda.com. If you can spell my name, it's WAXELASANANDA.com. Also, my YouTube channel is my name. And so if you want to get on my list, you can find, and my YouTube videos, I usually release a Tuesday and a Friday video. I've been slacking on that a little bit, but I do try and keep up with that. And lots of messages from the galactics come through, as well as I share the messages from other beautiful people doing this work, such as the amazing people that I have here with me today. So today it is my pleasure to share with you some of my very favorite starseed beings. And these are people that I all know personally. I have worked with them. I think I've met everyone in person except Tamara, and she's newer, but I have a summit series and a podcast called The Alchemy of Ascension. So everybody here, with the exception of Michael, has been on my summit or podcast series, and I've gotten to know you all. And Michael's in Sarasota area, so he's a friend, and I'm just so happy and delighted to share these beautiful beings with you. So today we will have four speakers and a wonderful musical guest. We will start with Melissa Fike, and then we'll go to Michael Abramson, followed by Margarita Alcantara. And then we'll have Shamanatrix Missy Galore as our musical guest. You're in for a treat. And Tamara Calder Richardson will finish it out. And oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. So before we jump in, before we begin, I would love to invite everyone to join me to set an intention. And something I've learned is that when we set the container and set our intention, what we get out of any experience is exponentially greater and more relevant and personal. And also to set the protection so that we're always receiving the highest and the best and the gifts from the divine that are so abundantly present. And again, each one of these wonderful people speaking today brings with them a whole entourage of amazing guides and blessings and messages. So let's just take a moment before we jump in to, if you're in a place where you can close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. Tune in to your breath. And you can even place a hand on your heart center if that feels good. Getting present in your heart center and just noticing the breath. And as you're breathing and bringing the awareness of breath through the heart, allow yourself to be aligned and balanced in this divine light, galactic energy. And feel yourself connecting to the central sun far above your head, bringing that line of energy down through the crown of your head, through your spinal column, all the way down, continuing down into the center of the earth, connecting with the beautiful sacred heart of Mother Gaia, Gaia Sophia. And then breathe that energy up through the layers of the earth, carrying liquid crystal plasma creative energy up into your spine, moving into your heart center and joining with the light from above and the light in your heart. And expand that light out now in golden light, a golden bubble of light around your body, around the space that you're in, and expand that out all the way around everyone listening now and in the future. And feel that protection, the protection of the angelic realm, of the galactics, the protection of the ascended masters, the beings of light who are here to support us in our ascension. And now set your intention for what you would like to receive in this space today. The messages that will be coming through will be unique and personal, and there is an opportunity for you to receive something that is for your highest good from each person, each speaker today. So I invite you to open your heart and open your mind and open your energy field to receive the messages that are perfect for your alignment, your balance, your upliftment, and your ascension. And take a deep breath then into the heart, coming back to full presence, feeling anchored in your body, anchored in the earth, and anchored to the stars at the same time. And I will begin by introducing our wonderful first speaker, who is Melissa Fike. So Melissa Fike is a best-selling author who is aligned with the ascension. She supports spiritual seekers and helps you to raise your vibration and align with your authentic path. Melissa uses metaphysical topics, ancient practices, and the Akashic records to help you heal and transcend your past lower frequencies to anchor in more higher consciousness so that you can live your life, purpose, and mission. And what a delight to have you present today, Melissa. Thank you so much for being here. You're someone that I absolutely love, and you always bring such high light and high vibrational material. So I'm grateful to have you.
Thank you so much, Rochelle, and thank you, everyone. I'm so happy to see everyone. So, by the way, part of what I'm going to just touch on today will be channeled. I feel like that's important. So what they do want to talk about is starseed energy and everybody who's bringing that frequency through right now. And what that has to do with is that there's a new blueprint. They're bringing in a new blueprint, and that blueprint, from what I understand, comes from the galactic center, and that's from the 0 point field. And how it's being created, it's already created, right? So this blueprint's already been made. But what they're saying is that we are utilizing the frequency of the star seed energy. And when they say star seed, that doesn't necessarily mean like universal. It could also mean fairy energy. It can also mean elementals. So it's not just like star, it's energy that's at a frequency that is multidimensional. And it's also sacred geometric frequencies. Like the pictures behind me, that sacred geometric energy is what is coding the new blueprint. But as star seeds, we're here to actually help and activate that blueprint. And many, many years ago, they taught me how to create this grid and when I do in-person events. And I started creating these grids, and these major activations would happen to people. And they talked about how they're all light code energies and how it's light frequency. Well, in the last 4 or 5 months, and I've been doing this, I don't know, maybe 12 or more years. So yeah, I've been doing light code activations before a lot of people talked about it. And then recently, they're actually saying it's shifting in frequency. So it's more of a, Michelle actually used this word, the plasma. So it's a light plasma energy, and they call it star coding. And the reason they're calling it star coding is because it's unique to the star seed. And these specific codes, I'm getting chills, these specific codes that are coming in for the star seedlings here is because we are the activators. So if I'm hanging out with people who are kind of getting it, but not quite there yet, I will just activate them from my frequency, right? So we are the ones who will be activated first. And this is a very specific and unique frequency that is unique now to the matrix that's being created right now, through that, what we call they call the galactic center. For me, it's called the galactic center. They call it the 0 point field. And that's because that blueprint that's being created needs a higher frequency codexes and higher frequency glyphs, higher frequencies altogether, higher frequency energies. And as this new blueprint starts to be activated, we have to be part of that activation. It's not like this happens and then this happens and then this happens. It's actually happening in a way that, like, it's divinely created, multi-layered, multi-dimensionally, right? That makes more sense, multi-dimensionally. So it's not like this is happening first, you get activated and then part of this code comes in. It's like happening all at once, of course, no time and space. But the reason that this new star codex is coming in is because we are moving, right? We kind of all know this, toward the ascension, toward the higher frequencies, activating unity consciousness. But because these star code frequencies, and I see them a lot like glyphs, and when I see them like a glyph or a codex, it does look kind of like this in like I say 3D, but it's more than that. It's much more activated than that. And then it's connected and connected and connected. So it's like it's within each other. And what you want to understand is that these codexes are activating very unique star frequencies for the star for the star seeds, because they're the bringers of the light and the knowledge for the awakening. And part of this beautiful awakening and activating all of us is because we are using this as a unit, right? So it's not like if I'm activated, well, Shayla's activated, Michael's activated, and we're all like activated together, then we create a more higher possibility. The other part of this is something also that I've been receiving more currently. You know, for so long we've lived in duality, right? We can all agree on that. right? And that duality has a very like weird timeline energy. And that timeline energy is very linear in the way that it moves, even though we know intellectually or like we get it on some level, it's still like yesterday was yesterday, the eclipse was last night. And this, so it's all this time and space of linear past, present, future. Part of the star seed frequencies that are coming in, we are being activated differently in the timeline. And look, whatever I'm saying, you gotta decide for yourself. You have to like figure it out for yourself. I'm not telling you it's right. I'm just giving you what I'm hearing. So what they said is time is moving more in a spiral because we have to increment into unity. And it can't be like a light switch because that's not the way this is designed, right? This blueprint of the duality energy is designed. So we kind of have to go incremental. So we're moving from a linear timeline into a spiral timeline. And just like the galaxies, they're always expanding. It's the same thing with the spiral. It's moving, and the spirals are interacting and connecting. What this means for starseeds, because it's happening to us first, and it's happening to us first. They're saying for a few reasons. One is that we're open to it. Two, we're supposed to anchor it in or embody it. Three, we're also in this together, so we can kind of intertwine with each other, even if we don't know each other. So there could be somebody over in Albania that is in the same frequency, and I'm connecting with them. I have no idea, because it's more dimensional, interdimensional than physicality. And what's happening with these timelines is what they really want to share with you is it's so important for you to understand. And I'm sure you're experiencing this. I know so many of my beautiful friends who are starseeds are experiencing this. Time is different. And it's especially different for us. Not only that, things are manifesting differently. Like I was told recently, like be super conscious, like not just a little conscious, super conscious over everything you're saying and experiencing. Like we know that, right? That's the law of attraction, but they're saying it's different now because whatever thought forms and energies I'm putting out, it's spiraling, right? And then let's say, Shayla starts to kind of connect to the same frequencies, we spiral together and we co-create it. And that co-creation can be uber powerful and unbeknownst to either one. So let's say Shayla and I are like, just like we're friends, but we're not talking every day. And I'm just like, I feel like we're going to do this thing and I just feel it. And spirit's like showing us and she's getting something similar because the frequency matches. Doesn't mean that we are doing the same exact thing. That's not what it's about. It's a matching of vibration, right? So what's happening is it's spiraling together. So I want to bring it all home for you. We're creating a new matrix for just starseed frequencies. We are creating it as a unit. Many of us are doing it together. We are also being activated, and this activation is multi-dimensional, and it is also through the star code frequency. And it's so powerful. I think right around the last eclipse, which was a couple of weeks ago, the Arcturians and the Mantis beings actually came to me and they activated me and my friend who's in my house for like 24 hours. And what they said to me is this is the energy that she needs for her mission and I need to help activate other people for this new star code energy. And let's just be honest, nothing, this isn't special. Like I'm nothing. Doesn't matter who I am, but I am open enough. That's what a good channel is. They're just open enough and just allow. So anyone can receive these star code frequencies and energies. I am going to, I do have a Star Alchemy Mystic where program where you can join with me, and I can actually, we're actually going to be activated through the Ascension Councils and the builders. They're building the grid. So the builders are the grid builders. So if you do want to summit like personal activation, you can join me on, look at my website. And then really what this is about is us really jumping these huge timelines, because as star seeds, we've got to jump. We have to kind of like transcend our karmic patterns, transcend those lower frequencies so that we can fully embody these really high star code energies that the masters do embody. And because we're going to do it as a collective, which is so beautiful and so exciting. For many, 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 many years, I see grids, and I see them being built and shifted. These grids for us are being coded. Thank you. Those grids are being coded for us for the ascension, right? Do you understand that? And it's different than what I used to see. And these grids are living vibrations. So these new star code frequencies are a totally different energy system. And we had to hit as a collective, a certain percentage of us, that next frequency for this to be downloaded for us. The beauty of this is that we're not alone. So if you are someone who feels like you're experiencing these things that are happening to you, connect with other star beings, because none of this is unique. This has happened through many, many different systems. This is an evolutionary experience. Although this isn't unique, what we're experiencing, although it is unique to us, and unique in the way that it's never exactly the same, because it's our collective consciousness, all of us together, that's actually shifting the energy itself. And that's why it's unique. So even if another planetary system has gone through this ascension, like similar to us, they use that blueprint, but then it needs to be tweaked with the living codes that are in alignment for what we're doing and what we're creating here. So through this, I just threw a lot of information. I kind of like gave you 4 different pieces, and I recognize that, but they said we want to get it all there because it will resonate with you the way it's supposed to, and you'll embody it the way you're supposed to. So I am so thrilled, and thank you so much for letting me share this. Much love.
Beautiful, Melissa. Thank you so much. How do people get a hold of you if they want to find your work with you?
Melissa Feick, and that's FEICK.com. And then the event that I was talking about is online, and it's under events, and it's called Star Alchemy Mystic.
Wonderful. I also, before you go, I want to say, I love what you shared, and that frequency match where we are becoming telepathic, we are tuning in to each other's creations. It seems really amplified, and everything you said, the new blueprint, all of it. I think we're all really experiencing these upgrades and shifts, and sometimes it's not comfortable too, but.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And especially if we came here specifically as star seeds. Remember, star seed means we're seeding. Mm-hmm. We're seeding the new human. And that means that we have to embody certain frequencies to seed the new human. And it's not through, yes, birth as well, but it's more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I love that you touched on the plasma too, that I see it as liquid crystal plasma creative energy. When we start working with that, just our, for me, creative, it's just raw creative material for this time, for all time, but it's so powerful.
I actually saw the liquid light plasma beings and how they like create and how they like morph into different things. And that's is the energy that's coming through now. Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up one night, it was a few years ago now, and I was walking just from my bed to the bathroom, and I found myself in a sea of liquid crystal plasma. That's when I really started working with it. And I was being shown what it is and how to work with it. Like everything, this is everything. It's so fun. And so when we get access to that and start, I think that'd be like that alone is a good activator for people. Just start playing in that realm, and your creative potential amplifies.
Yes, beautiful. Yeah, we're always on the same wavelength, so
Indeed. Yes,
not
we are.
uncommon.
Came from the same place, most recently, anyway. Yes. Melissa Fike, everybody, thank you so much for all you share. melissafike.com, and go check out her website, her events, everything that you're up to. You're always up to amazing things. And your book. Do you want to just the last like 30 seconds talk about your book?
Sure, I'd love to. It's called A Radical Approach to the Akashic Records, and it's about utilizing the Akashic Records on the quantum field to transform and transmute lower frequencies through the karmic patterning on the quantum field. And it's like fast shifts of major energy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
indeed. Yes. And that's what you represent too, Melissa's fast shifts of major energy for sure, as does everyone here today. So thank you so much, everyone. Melissa Fike, go check out what she's up to online. And that was fun. I know there's a lot of information there, and it did move fast, but every single thing that she shared about, we can dive deeper into. And so next, I am really excited to introduce someone. I haven't actually had the pleasure of interviewing Michael yet, but I will. I'm sure I will be very soon. And so it's the first time we've actually I've gotten to do one of his incredible sessions. He does these Archangel Michael sessions, and that was one of the most amazing light work, energy work, transformational work sessions I've ever experienced. And I can't say enough about that. So let me, if we want to get Michael here, and let me read your bio so that people know who you are. So Michael Abramson is an ascension alchemist dedicated to serving humanity from the heart of his sacred divine masculinity. Working directly with Archangel Michael and the celestial realms, he facilitates sacred divine masculine healings and divine light transformational healing through shamanic acupuncture, multidimensional attunements, and the art of sacred divine heart listening. He is devoted in his sacred divine union to anchor the unity Christ consciousness with his beloved Reverend Honey Borden, while helping serve the sacred divine masculine. And both Honey and Michael, you have been such a blessing in my life. We get to live in the same area, and I come to their circles, and you have so many wonderful offerings online. So excited to introduce you. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Michelle. I just want to say I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be invited to be with these sacred dear hearts, especially in a week that we have so much happening within the 11/11 portal, full moon, lunar eclipse, and everything happening in our ascension. I feel like we're all holding on in different ways as we move through this. So when you invited me, and I loved the title, I love the aspect of bringing a message, I just closed my eyes, went to my heart, and originally a message came through. And I love when these messages come through, how when we look back and reflect upon them, how they have this cryptic coding nature where they'll share wisdom. And then years later, you look back at them and you start to see, oh, wow, it's giving me an opportunity to expand deeper and to connect what's happening in our multidimensional reality. So 3 years ago in November, during this time period, I had an amazing experience where I wanted to share because I feel this could be not only useful for all the star seeds, but for many of us to really help embody these beautiful frequencies. I love, Melissa, what you shared about these high frequencies and the spiraling energies, because I can really resonate with them and really feel that energy come through as it's a direct connection through our Sophia Christ into our diamond crystalline heart. So the message I wanted to share is a direct experience. And in this direct experience, one morning, I've been receiving this deep guidance to connect with the golden rays of light that have been shining upon this earth. As I was connecting with these beautiful divine golden rays of light, all of a sudden, this portal opened up. So I went into this portal and it allowed me to travel deep, deep, far beyond what I can say words. All it did was take me to the star system. And in this star system, there was all of these bright, shining lights in different colors that were swirling around me. Then they formed this diamond right in front of me. And then the Golden Council of Light appeared before me. And I was just in tears because I felt this benevolent, heartfelt, gracious level, which many of us feel when these channels come forward. So in tears, I just sat there and they introduced themselves and thanked me for really connecting with these golden rays of light, which they were explaining have been growing higher in frequency through these past 3 years. And what they expressed to me was right now and then and now, as we know, time, there's no linear, it's one level, is there's these golden rays of light that are coming before us. And when we have the opportunity to connect them into our diamond crystalline heart, we're able to raise our heart frequency to the universal fabrics of love. As they're expressing that through the heart, they're saying it is pivotal for us to maintain our frequency, because many times as star seeds, light workers, beings, we're very sensitive to distractions, lower vibrations, energies that sometimes pull on our field. So they said how important it is to not only connect with these frequencies, but to maintain that in our diamond crystalline heart. And as we breathe into our diamond crystalline heart, to bring that into our visions, which we already know has already happened in the quantum field, and to expand that around us so that we can use the universal force of love to bring that into what we know that's already happening. So that when lower vibrations such as doubt, fear, stress, worry come before us, we can anchor these divine rays of light within us. So the reason I'm sharing that, because 3 years later, I've been invited by my dear sacred beloved, Reverend Honey B, to take form in a biofield alignment meditation. And in this process, what we're doing daily is we're not only connecting to the golden rays of light, we're working with the golden ray of light within our heart, connecting it all the way up to the great central sun. And then breathing all the way down as we descend this light through our heart, through our lower chakras, down into earth, and then creating this beautiful biofield of energy of golden light, which actually is what we're feeling, plasma light that's expanding all around us further and further, and seeing, feeling, and witnessing the visions that we are creating for this new earth. And so I found it so fascinating. 3 years ago, the Golden Council of Light brings this message through. And then 3 years later, in this exact same time, the message of how vital, how important for many of us to really align deep with our diamond crystalline heart, to take our golden light frequencies, expand them through our fields, and really taking the densities, the energies that are in our cellular memory, in our physical body, in our emotional body, in our mental and spiritual bodies, and take that light and expand it all the way out so that we can connect not only within our spiraling light connected to the vertical and horizontal axis, not only connect to Sophia Gaia and the great central sun, but connect to all the beings around this earth right now. That's why I loved what Melissa was speaking about, how this spiraling energy, we're able to connect in our natural telepathic modes. And I get so excited when I hear these messages because I really feel at this moment, we are at a pivotal time period where we're able to connect to all of our divine gifts from all of our timelines, from all of our multidimensionality right here and now. And I feel how important it is for us to align within our diamond crystalline heart, within our horizontal vertical axis, in our 0 point field, and then expand that outward as we constantly raise this vibration around us, which activates what I feel is the greatest gift that we're all doing, is all of our innate gifts that I feel most of us are excited about: our clairsentience, our clairvoyance, our intuition, all the aspects that we have within us that we're embodying into this field right now. We're actually bringing forth in that through our diamond crystalline light, through these golden frequencies. And so it's been a gift to really not only embody that, but as many know, bring that forward in our sacred divine masculine, in the rise of the sacred divine feminine here. So these past 5 years leading these circles, and more specific here in Sarasota, I've been bringing forth this to the men that are showing up to really work within their hearts, work within these golden frequencies, and help them attune to what I feel is the higher light being called upon us. And so as these higher lights are activating us, I feel we're receiving these messages, we're allowing ourselves to communicate to our higher realms. And to me, it's been the most fascinating levels because, as many of you feel, which I personally feel, it's been a roller coaster of a ride, to say, of what we're moving through in the collective. And so if we can really take that moment of our alignment within ourselves and bring these frequencies through, then it gives us a baseline of how we can help serve others through our presence. So it's been a joyous opportunity to share this message, as well as see how this golden light keeps expanding, because what I'm noticing personally, as when I work with this golden light through my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual field, I'm now starting to work within my hands, in the palms, which I really feel a lot of us have this capability of working with this golden light frequency. And as that golden light frequency works through our hands, it's not just here for our physical, but it's working through time and space of how we direct it. And it's been phenomenal to see where that golden light is activating, because in a recent channel, it was told to me that I'm supposed to work with this frequency to help show others in the telekinesis ability that we can use this golden light through our palms to bring forth what we've always been able to do, all the way back to when we were in times of Atlantis, Lemuria, and using that golden light to start to activate what we call miraculous healings, but real healings from impossible situations. So I'm ecstatic and excited to share this message. And I want to thank Washayla for inviting me on, because it's been a divine gift to not only meet you, but to be on this show with many other speakers. So thank you, Washayla. Oh, I think
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I was muted. Yeah, and if we can keep Michael side by side, if we can do that, that'd be great, because I have some questions to ask about that, or just some expanding to do into that. I love what you shared about the golden light, and I think it's so relevant right now. I myself and many of my clients and friends that are in this realm talk about the golden light and how we can work with it. And I love that you brought in the hands and how we can work with it in our hands. And also, I'm finding that the sun, and I'm a sun gazer, I teach sun gazing as well. When I do sun gazing, I find that the golden light just, just becomes so present. So I love that you presence that. Can you say a little bit more about maybe somebody's feeling their healing energy or their hands amplifying? How can somebody really start to bring that through, especially someone maybe who's newer and doesn't have confidence in it yet?
Great question. First of all, thank you for that, because I feel a lot of when working with this frequency starts within our heart. And so when I work with individuals, I immediately ask them just to place their hands over their heart and to start to feel the beat of their heart and the warmth of their heart so they can generate that beautiful feeling of divine love. As they expand that divine love through their heart, to start to feel that within their hands, so that their arms are the attachment through the heart, so they can feel that energy radiate in their hands. And as soon as they start to feel the warmth in their hands, then to start visualizing that love to stream from the heart all the way through the arms into the hands. And that's where I feel individually, whether it's through feeling, sensing, seeing, and most important, believing and trusting, that this energy starts to cultivate. So, for example, what I did in one men's circle was I told the gentlemen to bring their hands together as soon as they ignited that love within their hearts. And then to start as working with, like in Qigong, we have this Qi ball exercise where we start to bring our hands together and we start to just to feel the energy of, in the center of our palms, this golden light to move. And as we're radiating this golden light, to feel that love, to feel that energy and that crystalline light, especially golden, to now expand larger and larger and larger. And as it moves them through their hands, I then brought it all the way out to almost like angelic wings, so where they can feel the expansion, like 9 feet in front, 9 feet in back. And then all of a sudden I told them to bring it all the way in and then place it within their hearts so they can feel that energy radiate through their body. And it was amazing because individuals that had no experience of healing, those that weren't aware of it, could feel that energy. And I feel we all have that ability to do that and to help with others to expand their light within.
Wow. As you were speaking there, I wrote down golden angelic activation, because that's what that feels like to me. And I love that you have the angel behind your left shoulder as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Michael, I know that you and Reverend Honeybee do a lot of amazing work together, a lot of it, and I'm fortunate to be in the same area as you, so I get to come in person, but I know you also do things online. First of all, how do people find you or get a hold of you? And then what would you like to share that people could experience your work? What do you have coming up?
Well, first of all, my beloved Reverend Honeybee, we are ecstatic because we are starting a beautiful private membership association ministry. And right now we're igniting that within January to bring forth our divine services. And so we specifically work with the Christ consciousness, the unity of the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine. And as we bring those together, we do online workshops together. Honey does a lot of live conferences throughout the week. Myself, I do in-person healings as well as online healings, working with the divine masculine. As well, I've been ignited these past week of so many men coming forth and looking for divine masculine mentorship. And so right now I'm bringing forth that within weeks to come to start these mentorships, because I feel there's a great call for masculine that are arising to help build their balance of the sacred divine feminine and masculine. So we can be found on our Ascension Alchemy Facebook account. We are creating a website because our whole platform is starting within January. And right now, I'm just very, very excited for us to bring forth what we feel is the divine mission to bring forth the leading pathway for the new earth. And it's been amazing to see and meet so many people showing up in our field, because we really are devoted to our call. Each of us have left everything, literally closed our centers down to devote the call. So coming to Sarasota, meeting wonderful people like you, Washela, and just the beings that are being brought forth, we're in just great gratitude that we can share this through our platform.
Wonderful. And so do you have a website?
Right now, I don't, because when we first met, we were really off the grid. Like literally, we were, as planetary healers, as individuals, we went off the grid. So the only form that we had where we were using our social media through. So right now, it is through the Facebook account through Michael Abramson, Reverend Honey B, Ascension Alchemy, on Instagram, Ascension Alchemy. But we are going to be creating more in the upcoming year, because we knew that it's not necessary to go off the system. We're here to bring these golden cities of light through what we are called here to do. So a lot of this is up and coming in the next months to come.
Wonderful. You do such amazing, just high frequency work. And thank you for working with the divine masculine. That is so important. And, I can tell you, in doing summits, the summits that I do, it seems to be so easy to find women doing this work. And it's a little bit harder to get the men. So, and there's so many men activating, waking up and looking for that balance, and to have a wonderful trainer mentor is so important for those men that don't have that in their lives. So thank you for holding that space for so many men.
You're welcome. I feel like it's so pivotal, because when working with the masculine, it's really connecting through their divine feminine hearts. And right now, it's been such a gift to see how many men are coming into their hearts and really finding their full power, because we are honoring the rise of the sacred divine feminine. And as you know, and as I know, there's so many circles where it's predominantly feminine. So to be here and to support this call from our hearts, and really just to bring our divine sovereignty back into our love that we're here to really share, to emanate and to exude, is so important this time when there's so many distractions on the outside. And so the attention of coming back to our hearts, leading the men, and honoring that within our sacred divine masculine and feminine within, and supporting what we feel is the greatest gift that we're all on in this ascension process right now. So thank you.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much, Michael Abramson, everyone. Thank you so much. And that was incredible. And I know everyone got something out of both Melissa and Michael's messages so far. And so next, our third speaker is Margarita Alcantara. And another one that I guess, Margarita, you and I go back a few years. You look beautiful, by the way. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Good to see you.
Yeah, so good to see you too. Gosh, we first met, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 years ago. We were on a panel together. I think that's the first time we met. And then we've been on each other's shows since then and had some really incredible conversations. And you are really the epitome of starseed, and you really bring the galactic, and in such a grounded way as well. So everybody here today, I could say, just really grounds the galactic energy, and I'm so grateful to have wonderful people and examples of that in my life. So before we jump in, let me share a little bit about who Margarita is. Margarita Alcantara is a shamanista, medicine woman, activator for the new code of power, and a keeper of the blue flame, who helps spiritually conscious entrepreneurs activate the next level of their power so they can make their deep impact in the world. She activates divine power codes in others and opens portals of power on Mother Gaia by opening the door to the source of true power to clear artificial power and unify Earth into light. Margarita is also a best-selling author and writer for many different places. And it's just so great to have you here. I know you always bring such high-level, high-frequency messages as well. So I am just going to let you take it away, Margarita. Go ahead.
Thank you, Shayla. And it's so great to see you here. And it's also so great to see all the other speakers so far. And I've just been learning a lot also. That's one thing I really love to do is just really learn and receive and not only share and teach, which I also do too. But one of the things that I noticed with the other speakers, with Melissa, with Michael, was just like these themes of embodiment, these aspects of trust. And that was something that I really wanted to speak into today is because, and I'll share a little bit about what I had experienced because it's super relevant to this topic today, but star seeds we're so cosmic and we're so like easily out in the ether and we can, shift and move with all these frequencies and it's so amazing and beautiful. But then we also forget like, oh, I've got this body, I've got this human body, I'm embodied in a human way, now, this time in this lifetime. And we sometimes forget that. And one of the things, and Michael brought this up a couple times too, which I so resonate with, which is there's so much going on the planet and you don't, unless you're under a rock somewhere, right? Like everyone can feel it. Everyone can see it, feel it. And I've definitely felt it too. I live here in New York City. So there's just been so much energy, I'll just say, going on here. And it's just been a lot of adjustment. And I'm just going to share that star seeds really get to embrace now their truth. They get to be in their full expression. They get to be in the fullness of their throat chakra power. They get to be in the trust of their destiny. And that's just something that I feel is kind of, it's not strong as it could be, I'll just say, with star seeds is that because I'm just noticing a lot of doubt with star seeds about, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if that's really what I'm here to do. Who am I to be this amazing person who does this and that in the world, right? There's just a lot of disbelief in how amazing and prolific and powerful we are. And and I'll just share real quick, and this is something I've shared with Shayla too, in some previous interviews and connections with her, is that there's just, and Michael's spoken to this too, is all the distractions that we are experiencing, and I'll just even say being bombarded with right now. And, Michael said it as well, we're super sensitive beings, and we can feel that. We can feel all of the things. We can feel the minutia. We can feel the little ripple in the frequency, right? And so sometimes we just feel like, oh my God, let's just shut that down. It's too much. And I want to tell you that you have purposely incarnated on this planet, not only with an amazing, powerful mission that you knew before you even incarnated that like, yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to do that. Let's go incarnate now. I can't wait to do it, right? And then we incarnate on this planet and we're like, oh, it's kind of like wah, wah. It's like, oh, it's so dense. There's all this density going on. And then so it's just, it's intense, but don't forget that you were literally built for this, right? You've got genetic codes within your system that when you allow it to emerge and become awakened within you, you really embody that. And the embodiment piece is super important right now, because I do also notice a lot of star seeds just kind of want to remain in the ether and they forget like, oh, well, I get to embrace my physical experience as well. I get to embrace my human experience. And I'm just going to share that although I never really had trouble with that piece, I've always been well, not always, it was a journey. Shayla mentions that I'm grounded. I'm grounded now, but I wasn't always grounded. And the truth is that was a journey, but now I have been super grounded in my physical experience. And there's a lot of upgrades going on. So a lot of upgrades, if you're a star seed and you've been feeling a lot of discomfort in your body, Shayla mentioned this briefly, there's a lot of that going on because we're also physically upgrading. Because energetically as star seeds, we're like, bam, bam, bam. We're like on top of the energy. We're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm feeling it. I'm there. But then our bodies are a little more dense, right? And because, it needs to be grounded on this physical realm. And so it's like there's this catch up that goes on. And then also we get to embrace receiving the upgrades. So one thing I'm going to share with you from my own personal experience is that I literally just got out of 6 weeks of excruciating jaw pain where I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't even really wash my face or touch my face or even kiss my honey or do things that are normal without extreme shooting pain going into my jaw, going into my face. It was excruciating. And it really brought me to a game point because I've always been really super healthy. And I really took that for granted. I mean, I grew up as a dancer, and so I've always been kind of connected to my body in some way. And then now I'm a licensed acupuncturist, a Reiki master teacher, a medicine woman, and also I activate the new codes of power and others. And still, there's always room, right? There's no matter where you're at in your journey, if you're a newbie, you're kind of in the middle, you're a little more advanced, there are levels of awakening that we get to embrace. And so when I was moving through that experience, like I literally just got out of it maybe last week. And you know, it was super challenging but you know, thank God for my practices is all I'm going to say, is because I literally had to get into that place of I'm surrendering this all to God. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's on the other end of this. I'm in deep, deep pain. I don't know what's going to happen to my business, right? Like all the things started going through my head. And there were moments where I was scared, but in those moments, because the shooting pain would happen like every couple minutes for 24 hours a day for 6 weeks, that I was just like, I'm giving this up to God because I'm just giving it up to God, right? And I'm going to trust the consciousness, the intelligence, the wisdom of my body to activate whatever she wants to activate to provide some miraculous healing. You know, Michael mentioned this miraculous healing as well. You know, we get to access that in ourselves. And although I thought I was already doing that, I just was really invited into a new level of opportunity of like, oh, really? Do you really trust your body? Do you really trust your path, Margarita? And I really, you know, I had a moment of questioning there. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, whatever it takes. Okay. You know, God, I trust you. Body, I trust you. I don't even know what's going to be happening with this. And I trust you. And then that was 2 months after some major surgery I had to address a different issue where there was like tons of bleeding, right, from my womb. And that was something that, you know, it was kind of ongoing. It was an issue that had developed over time, right? And so the surgery was going to address that, and it did. And before the major surgery, even up until this May, I was really in kind of like a precarious situation health-wise, because I was even rushed to the ER at one point in May. You know, they said if I had fainted one more time, like who knows what would have happened, right? And so it was really just this level of trust in my body, in my journey that, you know, because if you don't have that, it's just like, you know, all the goodness, I'll say, is hitting the fan right now. And you get to trust yourself in a deeper way. You get to trust your body in a deeper way. You get to trust the fact that you are this miraculous being who's got this amazing mission. And I'll just tell you something for all the newbie starseeds who are like, oh, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my mission is. You do. You're just too scared to allow yourself to embrace how prolific that is, to embrace how powerful that is. You really are that powerful. And so I just wanted to share that, not only about my story, but, you know, I'm sharing it because maybe you're going through something too. Maybe you're going through some physical discomfort. Maybe it's not as extreme as mine, and hopefully it's not, but I'm just going to say that you are equipped. You are equipped with everything you require. You are ready for everything you are opening into right now. No matter how uncomfortable, scary, unpredictable, mysterious everything is, you've got this. And it's not just this hollow, you know, you go girl thing, right? No, you really have this. And understand that you are genetically made for this. And so as an example, you know, when I was moving through all that jaw stuff, I knew somewhere deep, deep, deep in my soul, I said, you know, I know that I'm getting upgraded in a big way. Like there was my Syrian amphibious body physically coming online to merge with my 3D body. And then I was even feeling like my palate expanding. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be doing some different kinds of light language now, because I'm already doing light language. And now it's going to be even, I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be whatever amazing thing it's going to be. And we'll reveal that, whatever that is when, but trust your process, trust your mission, trust that you're supported, trust that you are held. You are not alone. And that's why you're also here, right? Because you wanted to be amongst other star seeds to be like, okay, so I'm not alone. So I'm not this weirdo who's just trying to figure things out on my own, right? No, you're not. You are genetically predispositioned, and I'll just even say this, for greatness, right? And you are meant to share your gifts with the world and allow your telepathy to emerge. And for a lot of star seeds, especially those who are doubting themselves right now, it's about allowing yourself to trust beyond what you have already trusted. So let that sink in, because until you allow that, where you're headed now, it will not be as expansive as you deserve. And you deserve to be in the full expansion of who you are, because that's why you came here. You came here for the fireworks that we are now witnessing, all the different kinds of fireworks on the global level, on the local level, on the personal physical level. You signed up for this. I signed up for it. We all signed up for it. And we were super excited when we signed up for it, despite how our upbringing was, right? So just know that you get to trust yourself, just like beyond anything that's reasonable, even just beyond anything that's logical. Just trust yourself, even if it makes no sense. Like I was literally doing that with myself when I was experiencing that physical discomfort. I'm like, there is no pain, not from a place of spiritual bypassing, right? But from a place of, it's really just, it doesn't even exist, right? Like, and my body's taking care of this. I don't know how, but she is done, right? And just keeping on leaning on all the resources, getting your support and doing all the things, because I got all the energy work, I got all the practitioner work, all the infrared biomat stuff, all the binaural beats, all the supplements, all the topicals, all the bath salts, everything. I was just throwing everything in the kitchen sink to it, because I'm just like, bring it on, bring on the healing that is gentle. And, so you get to embrace your path. You get to embrace your discomfort as an opening and an expansion. And you get to know that there is something even greater on the other side, because you are meant for more. So that's just what I wanted to share. That's my message today.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Margarita. I love that you presenced the embodiment so beautifully. And I didn't know that you had been through so much physical trauma. And I am amazed really that you're showing up the way that you are, and you're so present, and so you look so well, and it looks like you're on the other side of it, thankfully. I think it's really important for people to know that even people that have been doing this work for years and decades still have these challenges come up, and that the body gets to be honored. And it is its own entity. It has its own things and needs, and that the way that you trusted it and presence trust is beautiful. How did you, I know like when you were in the thick of it and the hardest, health issues are tough. How did you trust?
Well, I was about to say I didn't have a choice, but you always have a choice. And you can either choose to just cave into yourself and just die there in a corner, or you can trust, and I would rather trust. I'd rather, like I didn't come here to fall and wither away somewhere, I came here to do big things, and so did you. And so is everyone else here, right? So I said, just somehow, like it wasn't gigantic, but there was a little nugget within me that was just like, you know what? Somehow I'm going to be okay. And somehow I know this is actually for me. And that's just been something I've been cultivating anyway. So I think it was just easier for me to like not come from it from a victim perspective, which can be easy to do, of like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Why isn't this person having that? And even someone that I noticed on social media who made a comment on one of my recent posts where I described it slightly, she was like, oh, I was so angry with myself for not being healed enough. And it's like, it's not about being healed enough. I've done a tremendous amount of healing work, but it's about, are you allowing yourself to embrace what is for you? And if you are, then embrace it, no matter how it looks like. And so that's what I knew inside. And I said, I don't even know how this is going to look like on the other side, but I trust, because not that I don't have any other choice, but that's what I want. This is what I want, and not from a pushy place. It's from, this is aligned with who I am. I get to be in full vibration. I get to be in this expansive, joyous, delicious state of being. And that's where I'm headed, and really kind of getting to that mental discipline in yourself of, I don't accept anything less. I don't accept having, I don't accept settling. I don't accept tolerating crap and, a life that is less than, I am deciding to trust myself, and it's a decision. You don't eventually trust yourself because something, you got some epiphany someday, right? Like you chose to trust yourself. And I said, I don't know how, but I'm trusting myself right now. And sometimes I would be crying because the pain was so excruciating, but I'm like, I don't know how, but I am trusting. That's all I got to say,
Yeah. Wow. Incredible. And I know, that's when we're challenged the most, when we are at that point of like, oh, poor me. And we want to dip in frequency and we want to just stop. That's when we get the most out of it from keeping going. And I really applaud your level of trust and the way that you shared it. Thank you for sharing that with us. So how do people find you, number one? And number two, is there anything that you have going on right now that you'd like to share that people can join in your work?
Yeah, thank you, Ashayla. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm mostly on Instagram at Alcantara Acupuncture. And so you can find me there. I'm mostly on Instagram. You can be found on my website, alcantaraacupuncture.com. And in fact, I actually have, everyone in the spiritual community and their mom is having an 11/11 event, and I am not an exception. So I have an 11/11 event this Friday, 11/11 at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to be a powerful starseed blueprint activation and embodiment experience. It's like a live experience. It's not like a master class or something. And so there's a level of investment there because it's going to be super powerful. And I'm going to be really activating starseeds into their starseed blueprint and really activating and also providing some teaching around how to be more embodied as a starseed, because that's super important right now.
Wonderful. And they can find that on Facebook?
They can find that on Facebook, yes, and also Instagram. And not on my website, because the more recent happenings are there on social media. And also you can find me on my chakra healing book too. That's something that I published in 2017. And it's been really serving people through the planetary awakening.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Margarita. You always bring powerful messages. And I know there was a lot in that for me as well. I've been going through some stuff too in life, as we all are, I think, right now. So great messages on trust and the perseverance, and of course, tenacity always helps.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Shayla.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to have our musical guest, who I am so excited to introduce, Shamanatrix Missy Galore. And oh, wow, you guys, if you haven't seen Missy Galore perform before, you are in for such a treat. First, I'm going to share a little bit about what she's up to, and then we'll get her present and give her the screen. Shamanatrix Missy Galore creates music and art to galactivate hearts with Loveolution. Channeling cosmic yum from our central sun, she's earned a Global Peace Song Award and a Federation of World Peace and Love Award. expanding her mission from artivism to heartivism. Missy Galore evolved into Shamanatrix. Shaman equals the spirit bridger of worlds. A is a seed symbol for rainbow body activation, and trix is a Latin suffix for the feminine form of nouns. And wow, one of the things about Missy is you are just so you have this incredible way with words, and you bring so much fun and light and joy into everything you do and create. And I was lucky enough to be in Sarasota when you came through. It's been a few years ago now, but I got to experience you in person, and just the all of the color that you guys see, and all of the everything that is Shamanatrix Missy Galore. I mean, you just really are that. You embody all of the frequencies of the rainbow seen and unseen, and all of the joy and upliftment that goes with that. So it's so much fun to have you on. Welcome, Missy.
Oh, I'm so grateful to be here. It's just truly a gift to shine in constellation with all of these wonderful star seeds. I just resonated so deeply with what everybody was sharing today. It's life is so much better sharing love together, and I'm deeply honored to be here with you. Yes, my name is Shamanatrix Missy Galore, and I do channel cosmic yum from our central sun to galactivate Loveolution. It is a rainbow body mission to calibrate our hearts to the galactic standards of peace, joy, justice, and respect, remembering that all life is sacred and blessed, and seed the grids of the world so all may know this love and kindness and nurturing support that we share, transcending all scales and dimensions of ascension. As star seeds, we shine our love light for the benefit of all life. As within, so without, our journey of Loveolution. So I dedicate this transmission to being a living contribution to galactivating the spark in your heart, that you may shine the beauty that you are. This first song actually was co-written by the sun in sun gazing. Very important practice for me. I know each one of these presentations has been such a confirmation of these inner dialogues that I have with the infinite, and I'm just feeling all of that rippling up and glistening from all of you too. This is a Gayatri. With the power of our breath, we embody consciousness. With are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to life, and we love this way. The light of the sun is the light within me. It's the light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to light, and we love this way. Om, om, om. I'm. One. With the sun, om, Babuba Svaha. Just have it double radium. Barco Divasio, Dimahi, Dio Yonaha, Retro Diet. Light of the sun, it's the light within me. It's the light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built of light, and we love this way. The light of the sun, it's the light within me. It's the light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built of light, and we love this way. And we love this way. We live and play. Viva la revolution. Om. I. One. With the sun, om, Babuba Svaha. This habit double radium. Barco Divasio, Dimahi, Dio Yonaha, Retro Diet. The light of the sun is the light within me. The light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to light, and we love this way. The light of the sun is the light within me. The light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to life, and we love this way. Thank you. Om. I. One. With the sun, om, Babuba Svaha. Just have it double radium. Barco Divasio, Dimahi, Dio Yonaha, Retro Diet. Om. I'm. One. With the sun, om, Babuba Svaha. Just have it double radium. Barco Divasio, Dimahi, Dio Yonaha, Retro Diet. Light of the sun, it's the light within me, the light of the stars, infinity. Light of the sun, light within me, light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to light, and we love this way. Light of the sun, light within me, light of the stars, infinity. Photons are glowing in our DNA. Life is built to light, and we love this way. We love this way. We live and play as an evolution, 'cause we are the solution, shining our contribution. Yes, we are one with the infinite sun. It's our destiny to shine, glowing together in constellation, activating all the be portal to ascension. We are here, blasting through the stargate so clear, one with the infinite sun. Ooh, yes. Bless, yes, this beloved transmission, supporting each other on our life mission. That was a Gayatri galore. Galactivation from my heart to your heart, true. I dedicate my life to sharing love and light, and I know that's what we have in common with all this goodness in life. As many of you know, and some of you I'd love to share, I've been teaching ecstatic aura fluffing for the past 10 years. You know, sometimes life gets tough and treats us rough. Feels messed up, all caught in that yuck. That's why we gotta fluff the goodness up. It's all about empowerment. When life hits us with difficulties, we can shut ourselves down. So to fluff is to embrace the dark and the light in totality with unconditional love, defining reality. Then we can touch even the most vulnerable, challenged place and fluff it up light so the chi can flow and the bliss can grow. And that is how the fluffing goes. I've created a line of crystal fluff wands to help support us on our mission. This power piece right here will transmute negativity and fear, fluffing your aura crystal clear, helping bliss appear. But when you really got the gunk in your trunk that's keeping you in a funk, I recommend this high-performance vegan fluff scepter. It'll get into any crevice or crack, still feeling lack, and bring balance back. And for those of us on the go, still looking to maintain flow, we've got quantum fluff to fluff your goodness, fluff it up. There is a humble anthem I'd like to share with you right now. It's called Fluff the Goodness. Shamanatrix Missy Galore on the mic, ready to fluff it up. Fluff the goodness, fluff it up, fluff the goodness, fluff it up, fluff the goodness, fluff The more you fluff it, the better the vibe. The more you fluff it, the better the vibe. When things are going wrong, please remember this song and be strong. When things are going right, remember, share your light. This is a crystal diamond right here. Fluffing auras, crystal clear. Love the goodness. Fluff it up, love the goodness. Fluff it up, love the goodness. Fluff it up, love the goodness. The more you fluff it, the better the vibe. The more you fluff it, the better the vibe. We fluff the goodness, so all beings thrive. The more you fluff it, the better the vibe. Fluff it up, fluff it up, fluff it up, fluff it up. Come people, fluff it up. Fluff up your good stuff. Fluff your stuff till it's puff. Share your fluff and light it up now. Come people, fluff it up. Fluff up your good stuff. Fluff your stuff till it's puff. Share your fluff and light it up now. Come people, fluff it up. Fluff up your good stuff. Fluff your stuff till it's puff. Share your fluff and light it up now. Fluff it up. Fluff it up. Fluff it up. Fluff it up. The more we fluff it, the better the vibe. The more we fluff it, the better the vibe. Fluff your goodness. Fluff it up. Thank you, beloveds, for sharing with me here to fluff the grids of creation crystal clear, calibrate the fields with coherent resonance so that all beings may live in heart bliss.
Yay. Wow. Thank you so much, Missy. That was incredible. You know how to get everybody smiling and dancing, that is for sure. And I loved, of course, I know fluff the goodness that I've experienced, but I've never heard the Gayatri mantra like that before. That was incredible.
Thank you. That's fresh into this beautiful earth grid atmosphere and just a new release of mine. And I invite everybody to just sing and dance along with me. Sometimes I like to go with the galactic roots and really keep it, in that acoustic, humble way. And then other times we got to just flow that psychedelic devotional disco to calibrate interdimensionally. And I do have this fun line of crystal fluff wands that I've created to share with everybody. It's also a fun new release. These are handmade, heart-powered smile stimulation technology. And, obviously we are all connected to the cosmic yum in our way, but they do help us as co-creative tools and smile stimulation technology, as we heard people talk about earlier. It's a heart-powered technology. So it's through the power of your heart that you are able to galactivate this energetic spark that amplifies your intention, increases your concentration, expanding your biogeometry as you align with the elemental forces of creation. And they are special talismans available on my website, missygalore.com. If you drop me a line and let me know that you've seen the Portal to Ascension show, I am grateful to give you a very special discount just for our Starseed family right here. Life is better sharing love together. And may we cultivate the goodness that galactivates forever, anchoring in this golden age with unity and light, supporting each other on the path of elevating our love and light.
Right, Missy Galore. Woohoo! MissyGalore.com for anybody that and I love those crystal wands or fluff wands. Amazing. Everything you share, Missy, is just so fun and brings so much light and joy. So thank you for all of that. And everyone, it looked like love at MissyGalore.com for something special, for a special gift. So everybody go check out Missy's website and that last song, Fluff the Goodness. I know you have a wonderful video that goes along with that as well. So people can go watch the video, I think on your YouTube channel or maybe on your website.
You know, my favorite way right now is just join me on my, you can join me on my website for more information and activations at missygalore.com. I'm also stewarding the Cosmic Yum Happiness Support Society and grateful to share more of that there.
Love it. The Cosmic Yum Happiness Support Society. Who couldn't use that? Thank you so much, everybody. Let's celebrate Missy Galore, Shamanatrix Missy Galore. Love you so much. And now we have our grand finale. Tamara Calder Richardson. Welcome, Tamara. It's so good to see you again.
You too. I've missed you. We have too much fun. Who knows? We may have a galactic transmission again, like last time I was with you. We literally, our computers went nuts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had the craziest experience. I had Tamara on my most recent season of the Alchemy of Ascension Summit, and it was time for her interview. My entire computer went blank. There was nothing. I somehow managed to get on Zoom so I could at least, and everything else was gone. I had to put it in the address bar and type it in manually. And then she gets on and we get this crazy transmission. It's screeching and this beautiful transmission came through. For me, it was a personal reading and, totally unexpected. And everything, I just shared this yesterday on email, everything you said came true. Everything you said has come true.
It's good. It's fantastic. It's like happy stuff. It's good.
It's all happy stuff. It's amazing. Yeah. And it blew my mind. And then I remembered that and I'm like, could you just please tell them to bring back all my computer stuff? I'm in the middle of a summit. I cannot lose 33 hours of recording. And they did. So that was very helpful. So that's an introduction, but I would love to share a little bit about Tamara before we jump in and get to hear your incredible messages. So let me just share this. So Tamara is a 6-time near-death experiencer. I don't really know anyone else that's had 6. I'm sure you do, but that alone is amazing. A Christ and ultra-dimensional channeler, international evidential medium, host of the YouTube channel Seeking Heaven channel, director her own Ascension School, which is academyofdivinewisdom.com, and of course, a celestial starseed. And I've been fortunate enough to be on Tamara's show. I've had her on mine, and we were just instant galactic family. We knew immediately, like everybody on the show pretty much. But wow, yeah, it's just what you bring through is super high power and potent. And I'm just going to let you take it away. So glad to have you here.
Oh, wow. My heart, I'm just so grateful. But I have to say, I just feel like this is a letdown after Missy Galore. I mean, did she blow it up or what? I mean, and what, Shayla, I love to have fun because I think when you laugh, it opens your heart to a healing and to receive beautiful messages. And we need to laugh more and to dance. So I really received Missy Galore's message. So thank you for having her. And everyone here has been so amazing and so complimentary. Everyone's message just interweaved so beautifully. And I expected none less. So we didn't have any of this planned or what have you. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I channel live? So I'm sitting here going, what am I going to say? So I'm asking my guides like we all do. And they said that they told me what to say to everyone today. They said that that I'm asking people to come out and stop hiding. So I need to stop hiding. So they wanted me to share a little bit of myself. And then I have a message for you. And I want to say at the end, the message is you get a real treat. So this week, I was going to type it out, but they had other plans and I had a notebook. So in between getting up at night, going to the bathroom, all different weird times, I've been channeling Aster, and it's about how to live in a 5D reality. So I'm going to give a little bit of that, not a lot, just a taste of it, because I'm going to have a whole program that's still coming. But I wanted to give a taste because just knowing certain things could free the mind. And by freeing the mind, we're free because we are consciousness. So I just wanted to mention a little bit about me and what that means to everyone watching, because somebody out there is similar to me. I'm the most eclectic person you'll probably ever meet. And even though I've had these 6 near-death experiences, it basically, that's an altered reality, right? I mean, death is an altered reality. So is a Kundalini awakening. So is an out-of-body experience. So is, ayahuasca, astral travel, and so forth and so on. But I think what it did early on, since I had them at a prenatal 3, 4, 5, 10, and then 34, is that each time was a different level of coming back with more spiritual abilities and seeing more over there. And, I don't want anyone to feel sad for me because I actually liked it over there. I like it over there. I like astral traveling. I like it. So, it's just a way that I checked in with home base and so forth. But early on, I realized I was a spirit. It was mainly me. And I know a lot of you listening probably can identify with this, is I was trying to pretend to fit in. So now that we're here and we're at this point, which my guides keep telling me, which is I work with the Office of Christ. You can't make this up. The Elohim, Saint Germain, Aster, the commander of the Galactic Federation, which 2 years ago, I didn't remember who he was. And then he looked like he was in a Swedish band, drew pictures. He's been telling me a lot of information. Said, I'm an ambassador for many lifetimes I've given to the Galactic Federation. So here we all are. Finally, I feel like, wow, I don't have to hide anymore. I can be me. This is great news for everybody. We don't have to pretend to get along in these very boring constructs and very controlling. And we can disagree with that and create a utopia together. So I wanted to mention that my recognition of my soul self, it's been a journey like most people. And if you look, and I had to giggle a little bit, Shayla, when you said, it's not always easy, this spiritual journey. I'm like, duh. I mean, no, it's not. You're reading, you're learning, you're falling, you're skinning your knees and you're getting back up. But guess what? We want more of it, because I apparently was one of those that took the fast track. So with my near-death experiences and being gone, I had memory when I would come back of past lives. Many were not on this planet. Many were from Sirius, Arcturus, somewhere on this planet, Atlantis, Lemuria, Egypt. I was in Egypt a few times. But Egypt, I was a hermaphrodite. And I was a very happy hermaphrodite. I was a princess. We've done so many things. You have to laugh. We have been so many things. And so when I was 34, one of the things I wanted to mention, when I was 5, I died of pneumonia, my lungs collapsed. I spent it with Christ 3 days. He talked about manifestation. Now, these people, you could say consciousness, Christ consciousness, my consciousness, right? This is just what I am right now, but this is my consciousness, right? But after all these, there's all their consciousness. They're as real as, I don't know, anyone is to me. But when I had, I spent that, he's been my teacher this whole time. And then when I had a near-death experience, when I took, it was a reaction from a pill. I'm very sensitive. I don't take stuff. And it was it was for like menstrual migraines or something like that. And I woke up, and why this is important, I think this is good news for everybody. I woke up, I was like, okay, something's wrong. I knew I wasn't dying because it was just one pill, but I knew something was off. And I get in the living room just to turn on the TV, see if I could cognitively follow whatever was on, right? And then very shortly afterwards, I became fearful. I knew that lasted like a few seconds because then I didn't care. I didn't know if I was male or female. But the cool thing was, and I didn't know it was actually a state of being, a consciousness is actually one of the levels at the Monroe Institute, is that I began to see my living room breaking. This is before the Matrix, the movies, y'all. Okay. The lines started breaking down in structures. Okay. We are living in a holographic universe. We are in the Matrix, and we can create at will together. And that's what we're doing right now. And so I immediately went out to the nebulous. You can see this lovely little nebula I have in the background. I'm obsessed with nebulas. I want to have one for Christmas. This is what I like to have. And so that's what I always would do. I would always travel. Now, of course, you don't have to die. You can astral travel. But early on, I had a lot of recognition. I realized that we were in some form of a contract, it's a trap. That's what it is. It's a trap. And so the last 2 years, and I was listening to what Margarita mentioned about how she's gone through, the past 3 years, I believe she said, the past 2 years, it's funny. You can go your whole life and learn things, but when it's time for your divine timing for a lot of us to wake up, you don't have to go 3 years, 5 years, 30 years. It can be instantly quick. Knowledge can be given because that DNA is stored within us. And so, I was doing channeling. I actually found some old paperwork 35 years ago that I was channeling Christ, but see, I'm from the South, so I didn't really know really use that word. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't raised necessarily religious, but if you're in the South, it's all around. So I didn't really use that word, didn't really know what was going on, but I was also getting others. I've got Mother Mary, George Harrison. I didn't know what to do. And everybody's got, whether healers or whatever it may be, they've got different gifts. And to me, it's critical right now, the spiritual gifts that we have, we must come together in a very beautiful, divine, powerful way. Because we all are divine beings, see, and we all have amazing gifts, and together we no matter what the cabal or whatever, not to go down a negative road, I'm not going there. We can just disagree and just do our own thing, and then guess what? We're powerful. We can make that happen because I want a world of love and unity. So as far as my transmissions, I want to give you a little background because I'm an evidential international medium. And I do this all over the world, which means I got to have evidence. I got to have proof. So if I'm going to be talking to ETs, I want to see crafts. And that's what I've seen. I've seen literally motherships. I've literally had contact. And this all came to a couple of years ago. I've had a lot of extensive gifts with full conversations with spirit, trained 8 years as an evidential medium. And I was doing the stage work. There's something within me. And I don't know if those of you listening right now, and you might even be at a pretty high level. I don't know what you're doing. You might even be comfortable in life. I don't know. There's something in you that's saying, come out and play. There's more there. And so I was doing this. I was really good at it, but there was more there. And I'm like, there's something more there. So then after I saw a couple of years ago, and I really can't find a better word, but the sinister nature of what was being done to humans, and which I love people. And I was like, well, guess what? I'm going to let my power shine because they're pretty big. and I'm going to work with others like me. And that's exactly what's happening. And it's a beautiful thing. My guides tell me it's called right now the Great Convergence. Why? We're converging. You know, think about just 10 years ago, starseeds, walk-in light workers, they didn't work together. They were lone wolves. Now we can't get enough of one another. I mean, we can't, I eat this, I spirituality, mine, others, I read, it's right. Everybody, do you agree? Right here. Amen. Come on now. It's true. I'm obsessed. I can't even watch a normal TV show. I have to watch Gaia. I mean, I can't let it rest. I'm going to sleep reading about time travel. I mean, I've always been like this, but now it's like a little it's like the obsessed craze level. And it's because I'm excited. Something big is going on. I'm super excited. It's our time. Which kind of sounds like that commercial, but it is. It's our time. It's our starseed walk in. All of the people that never fit in. This is it. This is where the what was that movie? The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all those, the Misfit Island where all the toys went. We're not misfits. We're the star attraction. We're the ones that's going to save the day. And here we are. So getting back to the spiritual gifts, I guess it was, like everyone else, I was on track. I'm very grateful, even in negative, controlling situations, that I had those 2 years to take a break, re-examine my life and look at things. And I started to channel for myself March 2020 because stuff got weird. Okay. I'm just gonna be honest. It got weird. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I sat down and I actually got the whole story before the story actually came out, what was going on. And so what I've done, and I think it's kind of mature. I mean, I don't really consider myself fully mature grown up most of the time, but it was kind of mature. I said, I'm gonna step in there and do my part. And I think a lot of people feel that and have done that. And I know that so many of you, I know you personally, you bust your ass, okay, doing spiritual work for very little, even if you get paid, not the hours you put in and the dedication and passion. And my heart goes out to you. And I love you eternally for that. And I know that I know the ones listening, they're out there like that too, not just the speakers. And so we're as one. There is, we're all students and we're all teachers. So we're as one. So when this came out, I started, Christ came to me, just like Astor. He came to me in 2020 in March, said, I want you to carry my messages. And I said, no, I don't feel comfortable about that. So I did it. I told him no twice, did it the third time. That very quickly went into August. He said, I need you to start the YouTube channel. And I didn't even know anything about it. I said, what about Rumble? He's like, no. And he said, I needed you to talk about labels. And I said, I label people? And he goes, no, I'm not talking about that. And he was talking about traps. He said, we label ourselves. And he said, you're not a male, you're not a female, you're not here, you've been eternally everything. He said, people don't think for themselves anymore. You've got to get them to think for themselves. I said, okay, Mandela effect, time travel, people with different experiences, people for, contactees. He goes, yeah. And I said, what about Bigfoot? He goes, sure, him too. So the goal is to shake people up in a very entertaining way to be able to comfortably examine and to question, because what he said is this, we're like, those Russian dolls where you got dolls. We're like really little, some of us in the bottom, and we're so terrific. So I think that has happened, but in the meantime, I didn't realize that this thing would happen with me. So I apparently, look, I'm saying yes to it all, even though I personally am terrified over nothing, just my own, I don't know, humility. I don't know, but I am getting a lot of information from the Interplanetary Council of Light, the Galactic Federation, Astor. I've been getting Tesla for 2 years. I helped a fella, and I'm going to give you some things that they're saying. Okay. I don't talk like this. Okay. When this comes out, I don't talk like this. I will say I'm not the only one. There are others getting the same stuff I'm getting, and it's usually similar information, because I know others that are getting Tesla, and he's very still upset about this free energy thing. He's from Cirrus. That's what he said. He said, so is Edgar Casey. And it's funny because today I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to talk about? And I pulled a notebook I had, some it's a really cool notebook. Anyway, I pulled it and I was like, oh my God, I've been doing such strange stuff for years. And it was an Arcturian council. And they talked about our hidden histories in plain sight, and started talking about how, where we came from and what we are. And the thing is, this is all within us. We can remember, we can all do similar things. It's all within us. I don't feel like I'm special. I think they picked me because I said yes, because they know I'll do the job. I mean, but because some people say no. Okay. So you have free will, and that's okay. But so this is where we are now. And I want to say a couple of things that Aster mentioned. It's in my notebook. I thought I was going to type it all out, but they're just giving it to me in different things. And he wants to talk about, and so this is a sneak peek. It's pretty cool. And they said this crowd can understand this. So he calls it Quantum Consciousness Series, and he doesn't call them chapters. He calls them capsules because they're like medicine. And one is ego and fixed thought structures. And I'm just going to give you snippets, okay? Because this should be freeing to so many people listening. The time is now. Come out and play. All right. This is Aster, the commander of the Galactic Federation, which I've been many times on the ship. And he shows me how it's propelled. I mean, he's really nice. Well, he's not, he didn't get my jokes. He's kind of serious, but he showed me a lot of technology and so forth. It's really fascinating. But this is what's said. When one has a static, fixed, repetitive view, it forms solid crystalline molecules around that thought wave and decided upon idea or bias philosophy. Our thoughts manifest into forms. We are the generator of all thought forms and creative structures that we manifest by our intent. And I'm going to skip, there's a lot, so I'm just going to skip. By having more ego and less divinity. So he's in this section, he's talking about, well, honestly, I won't say who, but it was a family member of mine. Like, it makes me sad because they're stuck in materialism, and I don't really know how to affect that. So I asked, and this is what the response was: by having more ego and less sacred divinity, one must create more structures around them selves to support the importance of their egocentric life. They physically must see their worth. However, they're creating a holographic prison for themselves. So I have compassion, for people that are not there yet. And I don't judge. And you know what? The best thing to do is to work on ourselves, because our frequency will change that. Let everybody do them and we do us. Now, he also talks about this. It's a lot, but he talks about archetypes, ideals, and symbology, and created thought forms from ancient memories. And that's a whole section. He talks about releasing that's in there. And then he talks about planetary rebirthing traps and conditions and how we get ourselves in there. So he talks about this. Let's talk about structures first. Material things are forms, hence physical structures. You are a soul etheric being living currently in a human form. Therefore, you must see the world in solid structures. These structures that surround you are densely vibrating molecules held together by our own agreed upon thought forms of solidity. Whether it be a chair, a wall, or a ruler, there's a linear etheric points that form a white line structure, just like the one I saw. The constant consciousness and consideration that a chair is there and real is the condition it will remain there in a solid appearance. However, it is when soul beings start identifying with solids that gets them stuck in false understandings of consciousness, reality, time, which is fluid, and limited considerations, for they become imprisoned by their own thought forms. For we are timeless. We are creatures of reality. We are limitless. Without boundaries or considerations, we are quantum consciousness creators of all things. Thought first before manifested forms took place or take place. We are the authors of our own story. We are the book. We are not separate from ourselves nor separate from other stories. It is our story. And then I'm going to skip to another part. I'm just giving you snippets, but I just think it's amazing. Remove the concept of singularity and timelines of start to finish to infinite timelines and multiple thought forms, multiple created structures and worlds, all happening within and outside of time and place. For time is fluid and such as our state of beingness is. Where all things are working exist, you will find truth and creation as the ultimate soul goal of being love, giving love, receiving love, and creating a love frequency. That's who we are. Love embodied in forms or formless. States of existence are fluid and change over time and space. Change is necessary. After all, does a book not have chapters? Is it not a story? Again, from emotional details for your mind to examine yours and the life force behind is it. And then he goes on to say about 3D structures and creating in a 5D world. And let's see here. I can't read what I'm writing. I'm in an altered state. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So other considerations to think about is the freedoms available to you once you release 3D linear solid structure thinking. And he said so much more is available. And he said that we're holding it together by our consideration. So and manifestation. And I know that when I was on the other side, that Christ talked about manifesting, which is in the Gospel of Thomas. And part of what holds us back is these old paradigms and these old symbols and these old structures that we all have. We can't not because we're human. So he's trying to break this down for us to see how we're a pure spirit and then we can create it well and how we are magnificent. And to follow up, I was told I must say this, that you are love. Fear is unknown to 5D beings. You are love. So you should embrace all of you without any fear, because that's really not who you are anyway. And to remember who you are and actually enjoy that adventure, that this is not your time, our time to be able to shine bright. And I would encourage everyone to say yes and embrace your divinity, because it was always there. It's not separate from you. You are divinity. You are beautiful. And this is our great time that we've been waiting for. This is what we're here for. And we should do it gloriously with joy. And let me just tell you what, all our abilities are going to jack up. And so I just am going to say to gratitude for everyone here, the work you're doing. Why Shayla, Portal to Ascension, Neil and Joan, Michael, Margarita, Missy Galore, Melissa, and all of you, just and everyone watching. I mean, this is going to happen. We are going to create a utopia, and one that works and one that's based off of love.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much, Tamara. That you have some powerful writing there, and I thank you for sharing all of that. Where can people get a hold of you, and what would you like to have them? Is there something special you want to promote?
Thank you very much. Yes, it is. It's new. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. And it's my new Academy of Divine Wisdom. If you go there and sign up on my newsletter, you get a free 30-minute Christ light meditation. We're actually bringing the divine light where I was over there, the one that the good stuff. It actually manifests. I did that in that meditation. So it manifests. It's really good stuff. You get that for free. I'm doing a webinar December 3rd. It's $29. That's all going to be placed this weekend. So be patient with me this weekend. All it's going to be up there with Craig Campobosa, who wrote the HBO UFO hotspot. It's a book. I can continuum. Anyway, he's going to talk about where the hotspots are, why, and the grids underneath, and what activations it does in each area. So that's going to be the 29th. So newsletter that, I'll also check in those of you that watch Lee Carroll and Monica show who channels Cry On. December 27th, I'm your keynote speaker and I'm going to channel. I'm terrified and excited at the same time.
Congrats.
So,
That's exciting.
So yeah, and if you know, some people, if they've lost a loved one, I'm a very good international evidential meeting, but my guides, if the person's up for more, I'll do, Starseed Akashic level readings, but I do it at the level of the person. I think that, and that's for everybody. We want to meet people where they are. We don't want to push people if they're not ready. Same with us. So, it's whatever it needs to be. And they can look at southernbellmedium.com. And all that's going to be moved over to the school this weekend. It's looking good, but thanks for asking. And thanks for letting me be here with everyone.
Thank you so much. Wow. What a powerful show and what amazing people. Tamara, thank you for all you just shared. I do want to say thank you so much to Neil Gore and for Portal to Ascension for hosting this show and featuring all of these amazing speakers and Missy Galore, our wonderful artist. Can we go to gallery view, Neil, before we close, and just let everybody say one more time how best to get a hold of them? Is that possible? And now are we there?
Yeah, but Sheila, we're actually in gallery view right
okay.
now. So
I wasn't. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of our speakers. Melissa Fike, you can find at melissafike.com, right? Okay.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful having you. Michael Abramson, who you can find on Facebook. Oh, you're muted.
And then you can also email me at abramson7@gmail.com. That's my email.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And Margarita Alcantara.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Alcantara Acupuncture. And then also you can get my free Starseed Power Activation video as a free gift if you'd like to also be part of my email community. So you can find that on alcantaracupuncture.com.
Beautiful. The fabulous Missy Galore, Shamanatrix Missy Galore. And you're muted. I don't know if you're speaking or not, but yes.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. I am just super inspired and so nourished with everything here. You can definitely stay in touch, get your crystal fluff wand at missygalore.com or find me on any of the social media platforms, Shamanatrix Missy Galore, your shortcut handle. Life is better, fluffing the goodness together. So thank you, Shayla and Portal and all you amazing star seeds. Just loving you all so very much.
Awesome. And the wonderful Tamara Calder Richardson.
Thank you. One thing I forgot to say is check out, subscribe, and watch my YouTube channel. You'll see Washayla. And that's Seeking Heaven, the near-death experience and other phenomena. So Washayla's on there, and the week of Thanksgiving, Neil's going to be there. And the next week, Joan of Angels. I have an activator, Althea Lucrezia, Avanzo are now doing light code. So check it out. It's all free. And also the Academy of Divine Wisdom.com. Sign up for a newsletter. A lot of cool stuff. And I'm going to have my friends on there. So I'm hopefully I can connect with all of you because we've all got a specialty.
Right. And isn't that the fun part about being able to have these public platforms? We get to host our friends and share the amazing work of all of the people that we love so much. So I am Washayla Sananda. You can find me at washaylasananda.com, WAXELASANANDA. I also have a YouTube channel, same name. And I would love to have you join me in my, I do a newsletter twice a week as well. So I'd love to have you join my email container. And one more time, just thank you so much to all of you beautiful speakers and musical guest Missy Galore, and just thank you so much for all of the powerful, activating starseed messages that you shared today. I love you all. Thank you, Neil, for hosting us. And to everyone watching, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And we appreciate you so much. And we are here to support you. So if anything you heard today really resonated deeply for you, reach out to whoever it was that touched your heart and join us in our containers and go deeper with us. I love you all. I cherish you all. Thank you so much. Namaste, everybody.
Mwah.